Hey everyone, welcome. We're here on the Northface YouTube channel, and today we're visiting our friends in Big Lake, Minnesota, G&M Outdoor Services. So come on in, meet the team, take a tour, and let's learn more about them. Let's go. Tell me what this piece of equipment, what is this?
So this is our, it's a 145 excavator. It weighs about 20 tons, so about 40,000 pounds. It's about as big as you can legally haul on a tractor trailer without a permit, so you don't need an oversized load or anything. So that's convenient for that. This is what that grapple goes on.
That's what that grapple goes on for. So you use this mostly for building retaining walls?
Yeah, building rock walls. Like doing tree work, pushing over trees, you know, stacking them, doing demo, knocking down a house or building, because you can kind of claw, you can sort stuff, you know, keep it organized.
How does someone learn to run this stuff?
By doing it.
Just doing it?
Yeah, being around it and then doing it.
What's this thing?
It's a little mini wheel loader. If you ever got to drive on turf, it articulates so it doesn't turn like sharp, so it doesn't rip stuff up. So it's
cute.
Yeah, it's good for the small jobs. It fits in and out. Yeah, it is. It's a 379 Peterbilt. It's completely refurbished by a guy up in Alexandria, so it's a good truck. It's got a big motor. It pulls whatever you put behind it with ease.
Yeah, why not? Let's go in and learn a little bit more about the people and the company and how they impact and help all of our local customers in the Big Lake and Elk River area. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Cool. We're here with Michael with G&M, and he is?
I am the sales and project estimator for G&M.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So what I do is I walk through the quoting process with the customers. So I'm their point of contact from when it's a lead, meeting on site. That's where we meet and we kind of go over the project, what they're hoping to get out of it. And then from there we put together a quote for them.
I've gone through that with you guys.
We absolutely have.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
You're always fun to hang out with.
I appreciate that, you as well.
Yeah, so you're on the front end, you're meeting, you're quoting things out. I mean, I know one thing in my industry that's very important is speed to quotes. I mean, I know from my experience, you guys are pretty Johnny on the spot with your quotes. What is your expectations of yourselves with that?
Absolutely. So anytime we meet on site, we always get the homeowner's quotes within 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So we're big on response, communication.
Yeah.
We hear all the time of, you know, slow response or waiting weeks for quotes. So we're trying to change that in the industry.
That is that's a big pain point for people, because not only can they not get someone on the phone sometimes, they can't get a quote, they can't get someone to come out. Sounds like you guys are like, you're just hitting the nail on the head on all of those points.
Yep, we always strive for customer service. That's one of the biggest things here at G&M.
Yeah, and I mean, like communication, right? Like, say you estimate, you get the job. Where does it go from there, and how does the communication hand it off from you while you keep estimating other projects to the company? Yep,
so once it's approved within our system, it goes to Jameson.
Okay.
He handles all of our operations, so he handles our crews once they're in motion. So then that point of contact shifts over to Jameson, and he works with the homeowners from there.
Cool. One thing, so what are the services that G&M Outdoor offers to people? Obviously in the landscape and outdoor, but what specific services do you guys provide?
Yep, so we provide landscaping, excavating, and snow removal. So landscaping is kind of a broad term. What we do within it is like new installs, so whether it be rock or mulch around a home, sod install.
Like in a new construction scenario.
Exactly right. And then we do existing construction as well. Okay. So taking out the old landscaping, put in new, freshening it up for curb appeal. Okay. We definitely specialize in boulder walls. Okay. So we have all the equipment, so mini excavators with rotating grapples on it. And that's definitely one of the things that we do all day, every day, what we strive for.
Yeah, okay, and that's in the summer months, right? So you do those mostly, that's your big summer month stuff. What about in the winter? What services do you guys really lean on?
So in the winter, we do a lot of snow removal and excavating.
Okay.
So ripping through the frost, digging out foundations for homes, and then snow removal when the snow flies.
So who are your customers in the local area? I mean, you guys are located in Big Lake, but who are your customers? It sounds to me like you work with builders, correct? Who else are your main customers?
Yep, so working with the builders and homeowners. We always strive for quality over quantity. So we'd rather get in, we always strive for happy customers and making sure it's a finished product exactly how they want it.
I can attest to that. All right, well, Michael, thanks for telling me about what you do on the front end and the customer service. I know from my experience working with you guys, you've given me great customer service. So hence why, part of the reason why we're here, and we want to give you guys support and get you more business, hopefully, through the talking here. But let's meet Jameson and see where it goes from there.
Sounds great.
All right, thank you. All right, Jameson, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I think today was the first time we've met, but I've been told you are the operations guy. So tell me about how does the process work at G&M for the customer when they choose you guys as the contractor and it leaves Michael's hands and it goes over to you. What happens then?
It goes over to me and Holly. Holly is operations director. She reaches out to all the homeowners, works on all the scheduling. Me and her, we set all the schedule. She reaches out to all the homeowners. She orders a decent amount of material. I order some of it too, so we kind of tag team that together. We get all the crews assigned to each job. We pick what crew is the best for each job.
One thing, one underlying theme with G&M that I'm picking up on is details and quality and efficiency by using technology. You guys are big on your technology and leveraging that for the customer experience
for sure
and efficiency, correct? So what tools, you said Jobber, but what other processes and tools do you use that transfers into that for the customer?
So I guess Jobber is what we run through everything through. That's where we send our quotes out to. They can view it all on there through email. They can sign it, make their down payment on there. They can pay in person while we're on the job if they would like.
So it's easy payments.
Super easy.
Easy communication, e-sign.
Yep.
All digital format. So you don't even have to sign a piece of paper working with you guys if you don't.
Correct.
If you don't want to pick up a pen, if my hand hurts, I don't even have to do that.
Yep. And then another thing too is when our guys start in the morning, they send a text to the customer that says, "Hey, G&M's on their way. They'll be there in 20 minutes or whatever it is."
I like that.
Whatever it is, so they know when we're coming and we're
communication is key nowadays in good customer service.
For sure.
So
for sure.
Cool.
Quality is over quantity.
Yeah, quality over quantity. I love it. Hello, Holly.
Hi.
I'm Josh.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Well, as I hear, you're part of the operations and a big customer service part of G&M. So what is your job and how do you facilitate that?
Yeah, one of the main things I do is work with Jameson, just getting everything scheduled. We go over that weekly, making sure everybody's taken care of. I mean, lots of projects have many things going with, especially with the irrigation and coordinating that schedule or tree removal on the homeowner's part. So I really try to make a huge effort in getting it coordinated and scheduled properly.
So Holly, on the communication end, I mean, communication and expectations are very in line with each other. How does G&M communicate those to a customer moving forward?
As soon as the project's ready to go to get scheduled, signed, deposits are made, we start scheduling, and I will send out an email, huge on communication, making sure they know a week ahead of time at least when we're going to be coming, kind of what to expect, when our crew will be there, who is going to be there, who to talk to, the foreman, and try to make sure that those emails go out promptly. So biggest thing, making sure irrigation's off, cleaning up any dog waste, top priority.
Yeah, that is top priority. I'm sure it inhibits the experience in the production.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Those little things are really what make or break a project. I know with us in the roofing industry, the cleanup is the biggest deal. It doesn't matter how quality the job was, but if the communication and cleanup weren't good, then it all falls apart. It seems like you guys have a really strong culture for customer service and fun and caring about the customers.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like the owners are trying to break that cycle of kind of what is expected of contractors, like you had mentioned, no callbacks, no communication. So they definitely strive for that excellence.
Yeah, it's very important as a competitive business to be in this world. That is the expectation, to be excellent. And you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
I love it. Well, Holly, thanks for talking with me about the customer service experience and operations. Now, let's talk to the owners and learn a little bit more on why and what they do. All right, we're here with Garrett and Marlena, and they are the owners of G&M, so we're going to find out a little bit about you and your story. I know a lot of things, so I'm going to try to make sure we touch on those things. So, start out. How old are you guys?
I'm 25.
I'm 22.
When did you start this business?
5 years ago.
So what was June 2017?
Yep.
2017. How old were you when you started it?
17 and 20.
How did you get into this industry, and why did you choose to start a business together as brother and sister? I know my sister and I, would not have started a business together at that age.
Right. I probably wouldn't start a business with you either, to be honest.
With me?
Just kidding.
That's all right. Hey, I don't blame you.
Just kidding. So the first time I ran equipment, of course I was like every other young boy, loved equipment, like obsessed with it, always wanted to run it. I feel like that's like in every little kid. Every little kid loves equipment.
Well, it's a toy.
Yeah, it's like every kid I've ever known loves equipment. So of course I loved equipment.
It can break stuff bigger.
Yeah. It's like the bigger it is, the more fun it is. It's like with big equipment, it's so inhumane what you can do in a day. That's why it's so fun. Like you can make a huge difference. You can knock down a building, knock down a whole house in an hour. Like that's fun.
It is a lot of fun.
So I started doing it really, really young. My grandpa had some old farm equipment, basically around his, he had 120 acres. So we'd dig rock and do stuff. I just loved it. So then once I grew up a little bit, I went and got a regular job doing that. And then we always still loved it. And we kind of always wanted to do it. I'd say like from the time we were like 12, 13, 14, we always talked about it. Like
doing a general business or this business?
No, like we wanted to start that landscape excavating company. Like we want to work.
So you knew at 12 years old that you were going to do this?
At some point, it's what we always wanted to do.
That's awesome.
So once we both worked for several different companies, we're like, well, what time's better than now? Yeah. So like I did, worked for a big commercial company, did jobs around the cities, learned a lot about trees and shrubs, and like just like learned a ton, did everything I could do there. And then, they were dangling a position where in 3 years, so-and-so's going to retire, and then you get that position. I'm like, nah.
Oh, that's not exciting.
It's like, no, I'm not going to stay here for 3 years and hope he retires. He's still young. Like, ain't not happening. So then we're like, we like, why not try it now? Like, with no time like the present. So we literally had nothing starting out. Like, she had a bunch of credit card debt, a couple bucks saved up. I had $2,000 saved up, and that's all we had.
Wow.
And
so we went and bought our first truck in my personal name because he was 17 and the business had no credit.
Yeah. We didn't have any credit, no money, and nothing.
I think it was like a $9,000 truck.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a big deal.
That is a big deal.
We were balling. Like, we had a nice truck. Like we were in it now.
Oh yeah. That's a big purchase.
It was huge. It was huge. It's kind of like right now. It's like you get a truck and no one really cares. It's like whatever. Adding that truck to the fleet. Where then it was a big deal.
Oh yeah, it is. Where's the story go from there? 5 years of toiling and hard work.
5 years of hard work, of putting our blood, sweat, and tears into it. This isn't our weekend hobby. I mean, this is what we do.
So let's get a gauge on what that means.
Yeah.
So right now we're sitting in a building that you two have bought.
Yeah.
And you own.
Yeah.
You have
25 employees.
25 full-time employees.
Yep.
You have how many pieces of equipment and trucks? A lot. Who's your biggest customer? Is it between commercial, new, and residential, like direct to consumer? Residentials.
Yeah.
And boulder walls.
Yeah.
Boulder walls. And then residential. That's like the core.
Yeah. That's what we do the most of.
Why?
Why? The biggest reason is because we source our own material.
Okay.
Like boulders, people always ask, where do you get boulders? Like, well, wherever you can find them, because that's the only place they are. And I always say, you can't manufacture them. And what I love about them is that they've been What I love about them is that they've been here forever and will be here forever. It's not like a block wall. You build a perfect block wall and you salt the sidewalk in the winter or whatever and it gets on it and the wall crumbles.
Yeah.
Boulders, like they're indestructible. They wreck everything they touch. Like your truck, your equipment, they're so hard on everything, but they work so good. So we just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And they're natural and they're no two are the same. They're like people. Mm-hmm. No two are the same. And like they last forever. So that's what we like. We like building things that we never got to redo. So that's boulder wall is that. So we source all our own boulders instead of just going to a local place that's, a local, landscape supply yard and buying boulders. You pay way too much and you don't get what you need. So we source our own to where
What do you mean by sourcing your own?
So we go get them wherever we can find them. If it's a farmer, if it's
seriously, you're going to farmers and getting boulders and rocks and stuff, knocking on doors.
Yeah. Oh,
seriously?
Dead serious. So if we're building a 4-foot wall.
That's a low cost of goods sold.
Yeah.
Just don't tell anyone.
Oh yeah.
No, so with boulders, like we'll get them.
So if anyone has boulders, want to get rid of them,
we'll buy them from you.
Oh.
But we do all the work. We'll go if they're in a cow pasture, we'll dig them, fill in the holes, seed everything we're done, and then haul them to the job.
Really?
So what the good thing about that is, so if we're building a 4-foot wall and the customer wants 2 rows, they want a traditional wall where it's it's 2 nice rows of rock.
Yeah.
If it's a 4-foot wall, you have to have theoretically 2 2-foot boulders to get to that 4 feet. So if you go to the gravel yard, tell them you want 2-footers, and they show up with 3s, and now you can't build that 4-foot wall. It's not going to work. And what are you going to do with those?
You just paid money for something you can't use.
Yeah, and it's not going to work for what the customer wants. So now we know the customer wants, you know, a traditional, and they want a 4-foot wall. Okay, we know we have to have 2-footers. So now we're in total control. We know we need 2-footers, so we bring a full load of 2-footers. We get that wall perfect.
What's the future hold for G&M?
We've grown a lot, obviously, from just me and her, you know, to 25 average, you know, full-time employees. So yeah. Everything's been running really smooth. We kind of want to stick it around this, like that 25 to 35.
Yeah.
Try to work at like 50, 60, you know, mediocre guys. So like we want to have a really good core team that, you know, is really efficient, even more honed in, you know, just keep fine tuning that. And I mean, we're not trying to be, you know, the biggest in the US, but we just want to be like to a good size where someone can come in as a laborer and like work their career here. That's what we want to be.
They can see a path to growth.
Yeah.
And have a lifelong satisfying career.
Yeah.
Locally.
Locally, and have a job that they really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
That they can take pride in, that you know, that they're, you know, it's making a big difference.
That's important. Yeah. There's no BS about it. You guys are exactly what you say you are. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important, like for me at Northface, we align very well with these values. We believe in this very similar things. And that's why we're here doing this video. We want to focus on businesses that are like-minded, you know, giving back to the community, being a part of the community, and looking forward and shooting towards the stars in the local area, because it's just so symbiotic and helpful. Because I'd love to be able to, the best thing is to refer someone to someone that you know is going to take care of them, because your referral is your reputation. And I know if I send people to you guys, there's no worries.
Right, so we're going to answer the phone every time. We're going to be there when we say we are. Stand behind our work.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing this. Thanks for having me come and take time out of your busy work days to sit on the camera and interview. But I hope that this is beneficial. And I hope for all of you guys watching this video that it was beneficial. You took in some inspiration, some knowledge, and some entertainment from this video. If you like the video, subscribe to G&M Outdoors channel on YouTube. Is that
Garrett Williams or G&M Outdoors? It'll come up.
Okay.
We make videos like before and after on projects, during equipment reviews. I mean, we make videos on whatever we think is cool and fun.
If you like our YouTube, you'll like theirs better.
So maybe
give it a good follow.
Yeah.
And then if you liked ours enough, click follow. We love it. Or give us some feedback and comments. And thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah, thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Likewise. It's a great opportunity.
Awesome. Oh, it is.